Welcome to Graybo's Giblets. We are Gray Burnett, Ryan Fitz, and Duke Dotson, and we own a sports card shop called Graybo Sports Cards and a sports bar called Parlay in Richmond, Virginia. We know you don't have 40 hours per week to pour over podcasts and spreadsheets. We know you want to get on the action, so we do the work for you. We bring you 30-minute giblets each week so you can feel good heading up to the window and into the weekend. We are the intersection of sports lovers, fantasy heads, sports betting, and sports cards. We're out here dropping giblets for the people. And today, I'm here with Dennyonetime. What up, Denny?
What's up, Greg?
We're going to break down the NBA draft. A lot of movement is happening in the offseason. We're going to talk about offseason moves, what teams are doing, and what rookies that we are excited to see in the card market that is coming up, because Topps will have rights to the NBA very soon, and very excited to see those cards again. So let's get into it, Denny. Let's talk a little bit about storylines, talking about the offseason real quick. Your Celtics, I want to start there. Your favorite team, Celtics. Tatum goes down. They dump Drew Holiday. Not dump, they trade him, and they get rid of Porzingis. Now they're fielding offers for Jaylen Brown and Derek White. They're saying, sure, we'll field offers. Doesn't mean they're going to get traded. But what are your thoughts with the Celtics? Let's start there, and their chances next year.
Yeah, with Tatum out majority or all of the season, it feels like a wait-and-see year, rebuilding year. I love Drew Holiday, but he was getting older. 2 more expensive years on the contract, so I don't hate it, getting Simons in that deal. I like Porzingis when he's on, but he's injured a lot, so that's an expensive salary for somebody who's injured a lot. And they also got rid of Luke Cornett recently. So I think I like Simons. I sincerely hope they hold on to Brown and White. If they want to deal with someone else and get a draft pick or 2, I don't hate it. But they were so close as a unit. They won it 2 years ago. This year they had the right team. They just didn't get it done. Tatum goes down. So I don't, as much as I liked Holiday, I don't hate the move so far.
I'm with you. I think Holiday was the one I thought would be moved pretty early into the offseason. Porzingis, a little surprising, but, also good move. Salary cap money.
What do you think of Simons?
Simons. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I remember a few years ago, it was our first national, and I remember talking to Paul Hickey. I'm like, my sleeper of the NBA season of that year was Anthony Simons. Didn't really pan out for me. I think he got hurt. Trailblazers didn't help. They dumped their team and kind of were trying to build around him. And I don't think he's a superstar, but I think he's a really good role player. And being on the Celtics, doesn't have to rely a lot on himself. We'll have Jaylen Brown, have Derek White. I think he's going to be pretty good. Yeah. The only thing is Celtics have a lot of guards.
They do.
So a little worried in that aspect for the Celtics and their playoff run next year. Like, what are your expectations for the Celtics in the East? The good news is they play in the East.
Yeah. Look at Vegas odds on them. It's like 30 to 40 to 1 to win the East. So they're not counting them doing very much.
Okay.
Nor am I. If they, if they get a top 6, that'd be great. But
I see them in like maybe one of the play-in games.
Yeah,
and getting the 8 or 7 seed, not getting knocked out in the first round. But who knows, man? Jaylen Brown has been known to do wondrous things in the playoffs.
Sure.
But Tatum will be a huge miss. How do you think Tatum going down hurts his card market?
Oh, I think it crushes it. Like him and Halliburton both, obviously Lillard, similar camps with these injuries. Because it's not just you're missing a year; it's another year of recovery, and the market doesn't like a loss of momentum ever, right? And it takes a long time to recover from that loss of momentum. And so, if you're holding a big Tatum or a Halliburton, you're thinking 2-3 years before you sell it.
I agree. Yeah, Tatum definitely crushed. I know that hurts your feelings. And I know you – I'm laughing because I'm just thinking about that kid at Fanatics Fest with the Halliburton, your big Halliburton card, and he was like, that bad comp. And he was like, I'll do this. And you're like, no, man, I'd rather die. That's what you told him.
I'd rather hold it till I die, is what I said. I don't want to die necessarily.
I know.
In retrospect, obviously, 5 hours later, he snaps his Achilles. So it's pretty bad timing there.
Other 2 teams making moves, one in the East, one in the West, to make a championship run are the Magic, who went after Desmond Bane. and in return gave up KCP, Cole Anthony, and 4 first-round draft picks and 1 first-round swap. So 5 first-round draft picks. I think the Grizzlies won here. I think Desmond Bane's good. I don't think he's 4 first-round picks good. And you're also getting role players like KCP and Cole Anthony to go with Ja and Jaren Jackson. And the Grizzlies also signed Ty Jerome. Did you see that? You see Sam Merrill. The Cavs went with Sam Merrill instead of Ty Jerome. I think Ty Jerome's playoffs sealed his fate for him to go somewhere else, but I think he'll make noise in Memphis. So what are the Magic's chances? I saw that their odds getting Bane, without Bane, they were like 70-1. And then I looked at it and it was like 25-1.
Yeah,
so
it's down to 12-1.
12-1. So
Yeah.
Fran's back.
Yeah. So I think normally I agree with you about getting one big star and trading a bunch of picks is not really the right formula. I think this may be one of the exceptions where Bane just fits into that team so well. It gives them something they don't have. I heard their GM or their head of player personnel, one of them talking about how if you could draw up a player of what the Magic lineup needs right now, it's literally exactly Desmond. So it wasn't just a guy, it was their guy, and they went and got it. The rest of their team's young. If you look at Paolo and the boys, they're pretty young. And so this might be one of those weird situations where it was a win for both teams,
Agreed. And then the Rockets, we were at Fanatics Fest. The big news, Kevin Durant to the Rockets, who was actually on stage when it happened. The crowd was going nuts. He got traded from the Suns to the Rockets. In return, the Suns got Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick, which we now know was Maliwak from the Duke Blue Devils, and 5 second-round picks. 5. So the Suns got a haul, but it is Durant. The Rockets are making their move. So if you look at the Rockets starting lineup now, right, Durant, then they went and signed Van Fleet. They re-signed Steven Adams. They re-signed Jabari Smith to a big contract. Amen Thompson is an absolute dog. And then my favorite player this year, who's going to be not my Anthony Simons, because he's going to be better than Anthony Simons, is Sengun. Go get his cards now. People don't really know who he is. His cards are really cheap. He's a double-double machine. And I think the Rockets make a big run next year with one of the scoring champs and Kevin Durant. And then in recent news, they're planning on signing Clint Capella, the big man from the Hawks, right, which will give them some depth with Jabari and Steven Adams as well. So the Rockets are all in. Denny, what did you think about that trade?
Yeah, it might be the right guy at the right time for them if KD can stay healthy. Vegas is responding, right? The Rockets are down to 6-1, the second most likely team to win the finals. Obviously behind the Thunder. I think the Thunder, they're at plus 225. The Rockets are at 6-1.
Plus 225.
Yeah. And so it's obviously it's the same roster that just won the championship. It seems like if they stay healthy, they're going to be very likely to repeat. So I don't mind the Rockets, what they did here. What they gave up. I think Jalen Green wasn't, for his draft capital, wasn't as great as they thought he was going to be. Dylan Brooks is fine, but they can live without him.
All right.
So I like it. I like what the Magic did, and I like what the Rockets did. Those are the two, in my opinion, the biggest movers in the offseason are those two teams.
Yeah, I like what the Rockets did too. Talking to what I was hearing, the Houston faithful said Jalen Green was like their 7th best player. He had some big games, some big pop, but then he also had some stinkers. Dylan Brooks is that savvy vet. He is that guy that you need on the court. The energy guy, the no BS get in your face.
Yeah. He's an agitator. It's a tone down Draymond.
Yeah. Who will be that guy for the Rockets? And then Maliwak, I think, was a decent pick, but you can live with that. And other news, the Wizards made some moves. CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second rounder. They gave up Jordan Poole and Sadiq Bey to the Pelicans. The Suns got Mark Williams from the Hornets. The Hornets making moves, which I really like the Hornets here, getting the 29th pick and getting an absolute steal with Liam McNeely. So finally a win for the Hornets after not getting that number 1 pick. They also went and got Colin Sexton from the Jazz. And then we see some big news in Milwaukee. Miles Turner leaving the Indiana Pacers, signing a contract with the Bucks. And not only that, the Bucks released Damian Lillard, who now is the number 1 guy in free agency. What do you think about the Bucks move Is this a move to keep Giannis? What do you think is their decision behind this?
Yeah, it's tough. I think the biggest news still to be known is whether Giannis stays or not.
Right.
Obviously, there's a little story with LeBron, but I'm less interested in that one than I am with Giannis because of his age. It's tough to see if they just lose Lillard, that's one thing, but if they use that to free up and get a few more guys, maybe it's the right call. Again, man, age waits for no man, and Lillard's getting up there. He's going to miss a year because of his Achilles. So again, I don't hate losing him at this point in his career and with the injury. So, but I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, they got Miles Turner, that's great, but they need more than that to make Giannis happy and really truly compete again.
Yeah, you see the league going in this new era direction. Look at the other top free agents. I took this off ESPN. The top free agents was Lillard one, and then you also had Al Horford, who's like 40, but he's been a staple for the Boston Celtics. So are they going to let him go? Russell Westbrook looked like he was going to the Kings. That fell through. And then Chris Paul is still out there as well. So you got these veterans that we remember growing up that were superstars and now looking for teams. So teams are getting rid of the vets. Got the new rookie class coming in. So we're excited to talk about this new rookie class in a second. But before we do, Malik Beasley.
Oh, man.
He was a good player. Helped the Pistons with their depth and off the bench, under investigation for gambling. And some of the videos that have come out have been really bad.
Yeah.
Like the plus 8.5 Pistons were down 10 with 8 seconds, and he got the ball and just dribbled and laid it in. That didn't look too good.
As fast as he's ever run. He's never run that fast. And then obviously he dropped the ball in the playoffs on that key possession for the Pistons.
And not only that, he's a free agent and no one's going to touch him.
I know. He's going to cost himself $42 million probably.
Jeez, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, is he helping buddies out? You don't need to gamble, dude.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Let's get into the draft. Big news is Mavs get the number 1 pick. Is the NBA draft lottery rigged?
It's a hell of a storyline. I mean, I think we're all conspiracy theorists, so there's probably 7 teams that we would have said it was rigged, but the Mavs were the one, that really, did Adam Silver convince Nico to do that, and promise him the first pick? I mean, I don't really think that's the story, but it's interesting.
I mean, look at this lineup if healthy. Kyrie, who's still, I think, one of the best point guards in the league, one of the best scoring point guards in the league. Klay Thompson, who was one of the best shooters. He has gone down a little bit, but you'll still take Klay Thompson and put him in the corner and shoot the ball. And then the third guy, who I'm missing the big one.
We're talking about Cooper Flagg.
Flagg, who am I missing? I went blank.
So you've got Cooper, you've got Kyrie, Klay, Derek Lively.
No, we're missing a big one. Who is it? I feel
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Yeah. Oh my God, I feel so
you forgot him because he's hurt as well.
He's always hurt.
Yeah,
but I'll have my bold take here at the end. Anthony Davis, he's an all-star center, won a championship with LeBron and the Lakers. Like, this team's really good, and I think Cooper is the truth. But we will see.
Okay, so their number is 36-1.
Is it really?
Yep. Even despite all that, it's 36-1.
I might take that.
Yeah,
I might. I like that better than the Sixers.
I've got 4 teams. I'm going to encourage you guys to maybe sprinkle on.
Okay.
That's one of them.
I like that a lot. They do play in the West, which hurts, but I do like that a lot. My bold take, I'll say it now. Screw it. Is Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and Klay Thompson have to play more than 40 games each.
Yeah.
And if they do that, they'll be a top 4 team in the West.
If you can keep AD healthy and keep Kyrie happy and healthy, yeah, I agree with you.
Top 4 team.
They got to play.
Top 4 team in the West. Can they play over 40, each of them? Who we will find out. And then in other news, does Ace Bailey think he's Kobe Bryant? What's his deal?
I don't know, man.
I didn't think he was that good in college. I know he's a great prospect and everything. But you went to Rutgers, the 2 best freshmen, and you didn't make the tournament. I know there were some injuries and stuff, but I know you didn't have a lot of help on that team either. But
yeah,
you're not Kobe Bryant, dude.
It's very interesting. Yeah, he cost himself a couple of draft spots. He was penciled in as 3rd 6 months ago, and then I don't know why it didn't work out for the Sixers. So don't understand that. Didn't want to go to Utah. Still went to Utah.
Didn't want to go to Charlotte. He wanted to go to Washington. He wanted to be the 6th pick. the Utah Jazz select him based off his talent. And listening to all the things that ESPN was talking about is the Jazz are a perfect spot for him.
Yeah.
With the coaching that he needs and then how he fits in so well with that team. And he didn't take the flight with our boy Walter Clayton and missed the press conference and everything. So not a good start for Ace Bailey. It was just very, very weird. But let's get into the draft a little bit. Talk about some top picks, our sleepers for this year, who is the steal of the draft, who we think is going to be a bust, and maybe some breakout players. What are some teams that can compete now with their draft pick? We mentioned Cooper Flagg is a big one, number 1 overall pick. Going to Dallas, really good team if they stay healthy with Kyrie, Anthony Davis, and Clay, and definitely a playoff team. In my mind, the other 2 teams I have, and then you can hop in here, are the Spurs and the Sixers, top 3 teams. But the Spurs, Dylan Harper, Carter Bryant, right, was their 14th overall pick.
Yep.
Wemby will be back, hopefully. And then they also added Fox last year. So the Spurs are there. And then VJ Edgecombe, who I really wanted the Hornets to get, will be with Embiid, hopefully, who will be back, and Maxey, the Sixers. Those top 3 teams got these 3 picks over the Hornets and Wizards, who needed them, and the Jazz. NBA's rigged. And they're now in contention because they got 3 really good picks, and they already had all-stars surrounding them. So what are your take on the first 3 picks of Cooper, Harper, and Edgecombe?
Yeah, so look at the Mavs getting the first pick. Cooper walk into a much better situation than a lot of number 1 picks walk into. Look at Cade in Detroit and others. Paolo walking into Orlando when he did, like, much better team. Obviously, you got some aging veterans, but you got to think that they can compete. Can they do it? I don't know, but they can certainly compete. The Spurs getting Wemby and then getting Dylan Harper, not that far out. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
It's
wild. Yeah, I know. So the Sixers are a team that I'm interested in at 32-1. You're not as much because you don't like Embiid.
I know I should be like that is good value, but I'm
do you
just
remember
done
how
with
good
Embiid.
They were 2 years ago?
Yeah, Embiid's so good.
They
so
were
good.
right there with the Celtics 2 years ago. But yeah, so like I, those 3 teams, obviously got great picks for their units. Before I forget, we talked about the Sixers at 32-1. Talked about the Mavs at 36-1. The Spurs you can get at 50-1. And the Pistons you can get at 70-1.
I love that.
I do too. I mean, it's too much value to pass up because, again, remember, these teams don't have to win at all. They just need to make it to the playoffs, maybe win a series or 2, and you can cash out these tickets.
The Pistons have all their starting 5, but they lost Schroeder and they lost Malik Beasley to being a gambler. So they need some more depth. But the Thompson twins are so good.
Yeah,
they're the only 2 that have been like, all right, G League produced 2 talented kids. They're very good. Yeah. Some of the best defenders I've ever seen. So I love the Pistons, and it's 70-1 on DraftKings.
Yes, because they're 40-1 on
40,
FanDuel,
which is even better. Like, so,
yeah,
that tells you a lot.
It does.
Like, you take that value all day.
I did today when I saw it. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
So by the time y'all are listening to this, hopefully it's still there.
I'm sure I moved the number.
I'm sure you did too.
So you want to talk really quickly? I know we're going to head into other sections of the draft, but like, what are your thoughts on the Pelicans for what they did to trade up for Queen? I know you like Queen. I like Queen.
I love Queen.
But that 10 spots,
Bill Simmons didn't like it.
Yeah.
He said it was the dumbest move in the history of the NBA. Explain it to me like I'm a 5th grader.
Well, so the way I see it is it's the risk you take with Queen. I think he's got a lot of tools. He's got a very unique skill set. We talked about it on the pod before. He could be great. He could be really, really good, but there's so much risk there. He's such a young kid. He's not nearly as complete as like a Cooper Flagg at that age.
He's not. He took a lot of plays off in college. You go look at his film. When things aren't going right, he'll start to get a little lazy.
Yeah.
Up and down the court.
Not a great shooter yet. But really good. I mean, really incredible hands around the basket. Like incredible hands.
And we're kind of being negative towards him, but he is my breakout player for this year.
Yeah.
Kind of where he was drafted.
Right.
13th overall pick. I think he's a top 10 pick. Good spot with the Pelicans. And obviously the Pelicans believe in him, so hopefully he's motivated by that. and he will be my breakout player for this year to compete. He's not like Cooper Flag, Rookie of the Year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Harper should be up there. Like I think Queen will be in there as like a top 3, top 4 in Rookie of the Year voting, and that's where I see breakout player potential.
Let me ask you about two guys, and you got to pick one. Maybe you call these guys sleepers. Maybe you call them breakout players based on where they were picked, which I think was between 7th and 10th in the draft. Igor Demon for the Nets and Cedric Howard for the Grizz. Any opinion on either of those guys?
So Cedric Howard was a Washington State guy, so I didn't get to watch a lot of him because they're West Coast. But everything I read is this was a huge steal.
Yeah.
At 11, Igor Demina, who's BYU, but BYU was in the tournament. You got to watch a lot of him. Very, very streaky. At the beginning of the year, you thought he was a top 5 pick. But at the end of the year, you're like, does he fall to the second round? So drafted him at 8 was very risky for the Nets. Don't like it. Don't love it. I think they should have gone a different route with the kid out of Illinois, Jakasionis, who, to me, at the start of the college basketball season, might have been a top 3 pick. It definitely was a first-team All-American. And then he had some trouble shooting. I thought Illinois could make a run with the national championship with this kid. And the Will Riley kid. And then towards the end of the season, he was a very streaky shooter, but I love his potential to be that where he should have gone where Igor was. But unfortunately, I think they kind of saw the tournament where BYU was advancing and Igor must have done well in the tournament and must have done well in camp.
Either way, you and I both like the value the Heat got there.
I think the steal of the draft was the Heat drafting Jakasionis. I believe it was, 20th?
Yeah.
20th somewhere overall, but he's a top 10 prospect. I think Igor is in the top 15, but I don't think he should have gone that high, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, final question from the draft, from me at least, for you. What kind of pro is Janai Broome going to be?
Oh, God. He's not going to be good.
You don't think so?
You see his vertical?
Yeah. He's unconventional, but you saw how effective he was in college.
He makes some tough shots. He's a bruiser. I just don't think he was able to in college. You're the bigger kid, right? In the NBA, I don't think he's going to be able to bruise these guys and move these guys around. He's not
got a flat.
He's not a good enough shooter. To make an impact.
Jumper's got no arc on it.
I could be wrong, but I think he will be G Leaguer.
Okay, within 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
I hate it. I hate to say that.
Any other thoughts on the draft?
My other thoughts is I love the Hornets here. Liam McNeely, sleeper of the draft, trading away a hurt Williams, doesn't see the court ever to the Suns. I love the Suns. They just are awesome. And then they give us the 29th pick. And with the 29th pick, we get Liam McNeely, who at the start of the season was in the top 10, fell off a little bit because he was hurt. And this guy played with Cooper Flag in high school. I mean, let's not forget Derek Queen, Liam McNeely, and Cooper Flag all on the same high school team.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
He is very, very good, talented, and will make an impact. Maybe start or be the 6th man with the Charlotte Hornets, calling it now.
Yeah.
That's a perfect team for him to fit in. And then my bust is the Illinois kid, Will Riley. I don't think he's good at all.
Okay.
Good at all.
Yeah, that's fair. No complaints here. All right, Gray.
No complaints here.
All right, who we buying, Gray?
All right, we didn't mention this guy a lot. I have 3 rookies that I'm buying, and then it looks like you want to talk about some other guys that are not rookies. My favorite rookie in the draft that's not Cooper Flag is Trey Johnson. I think the Wizards got a winner there. Really good shooter out of Texas, leading scorer for Texas. Gifted athlete. And will fit in with these veterans. He will start with these veterans. And hopefully the Wizards make a little noise for the card shop. Washington being so close to Graybos, I think Trey Johnson is a buy for us immediately. And then Derek Queen, breakout player. We already talked about him a little bit. And then my third one, who I wanted the Hornets to get at 4, VJ Edgecombe. I think is going to be, if you want the Sixers to win it all, he's going to have to be their third guy.
Sure.
Right? So Maxey, Embiid, Edgecombe. If he's the third guy and the Sixers are making moves in the East, he's going to be someone you want in your card shop or in your hands to sell when they're making noise. I don't have Harper on there. I don't have Cooper on there because I just believe they're really high right now to buy. Maybe not Harper as much as Flag, but I like my three guys in Trey Johnson, Queen, and Edgecombe.
Yeah.
So talk about, do you have any rookies? Are you still on the Walter Clayton train?
I love Walter.
Draft high, 18th.
He did, yeah. I loved him as a college player. I'm not sure I'm thrilled about buying him as a pro. We'll see. I hope to be wrong. I think he's great talent, so we'll see. I don't know. So I think we're looking at, obviously the Thunder just won. They have 2 more years with their 3 studs on the cheaper contracts. You saw what that number goes to. It goes from like combined this year they'll make $59 million, and in 3 years from now they'll make like $159 million or something crazy.
SGA just got locked up, didn't he?
He's extended, so they're keeping him obviously. So I think it's gonna be very hard for them to keep all 3 of them.
Yeah,
maybe they can. So they're gonna have to pick 2, and so Chet might.
Who would you? Yeah, would you get rid of Chet?
I think as of right now, I don't think you can get rid of J Dub.
Yeah, J Dub just does too much for them.
They wouldn't have won it without him. They might have won it without Chet this year.
Yeah, because Chet disappears sometimes.
Yeah.
Like in a lot of games, he disappeared and sat the bench a little bit.
Yeah. So let's just say the Thunder have a great chance to win the next 2 years, right? Maybe they win 3 in a row. Maybe they win 2 out of 3. Don't know, but you hit another tier of legend status. You started hitting GOAT status when you win 2 or 3, and so is it too late to buy Shea? I don't know. And if you're not going to buy Shea, do you buy J Dub? I don't think I'm buying Chet.
And not unfortunately, we do have a nice Chet 101 here, so come buy it.
You should buy that.
He's an NBA champion.
Yeah. So then looking at let's say the Thunder don't win it this year.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
I think you still should buy SGA.
Yeah.
I think this is a dynasty team.
If you look at the long-term value of cards,
Right.
most people spike and go down. Some kind of keep going up forever, and that's the GOAT status. That's the Bradys, that's the Mahomes, the Kobes, those guys, right? So, if that's going to happen, and they have a really good chance of winning multiple championships, I think of all the guys that have won 2 or more, they're thought of differently in sports lore and in the hobby. They're thought of differently. So if that's the case, I think you can make a case of buying Shea in the offseason.
Yeah. My favorite buy is, I already talked about it earlier, is going to be, we're looking at these teams that have kind of changed. The Magic and the Rockets especially.
Yeah.
You want to look at that, especially for the market. Look at odds, too. The odds help you, like, all right, who's that star of the team? And the Rockets are 6-1. Yeah, Durant, obviously. But Durant doesn't sell. It's crazy. He doesn't sell. He's not.
Now, before you get off Durant, though, does that change if he wins a title with 2 different teams? Is he thought of differently?
I don't know. I think he's still thought of, I'm just going to go try to get a ring.
Right.
I think the Rockets are made up of Thompson, Van Fleet, and Sengun has done the hard work. His name is going to get out there this year, and I'm going to buy a ton of Sengun.
Yeah. And that was a question I was going to ask, is who do you buy? If you believe in the Rockets over the next 3 years, who do you buy? I think you can make a case for Thompson being the young guy. And
I think so. If I had to pick, I think it's Thompson.
Yeah.
Just because he's young, like
big draft capital.
And we have this thing like Americans, Joker, Sengun, they're European.
Yeah.
We want, like, I hate to say it, they want.
I think Luka's probably the exception.
Luka's probably the exception.
Yeah, but you're right. That was before the pod. We were talking about Sengun, and I think you make a good case for how good he is of a basketball player.
Yeah.
But is he as collectible as say Thompson?
I don't think so.
And he might not be. And I'll put him in the same category as Siakam.
As right now, right?
As of right now.
You're looking at it right now.
But if he keeps getting better, I think there's a case.
I'm gonna go on a limb, and I'm gonna buy Sengun.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's do a Sengun versus Thompson challenge.
Right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy a Sengun. You get a Thompson because I think you're on Thompson as your Rocket. Is that who you want?
Well, for the sake of this argument, sure.
Okay.
I'll be on Thompson. You be on Sengun. We'll see who's right.
All right.
So
watch it be Durant come out of nowhere.
Maybe Durant. Well, all right. Last team. Then you mentioned the Magic.
Yeah.
Is it clearly just Paolo or nobody there?
Yep.
Franz? No.
Same
bucket as Sengun.
I hate to say it. Paolo is the guy there that I would definitely buy some Paolo in this offseason.
Yeah.
For sure. Bane? Is Desmond Bane a guy you buy? I just think Paolo is just the dude.
Yeah.
right?
I think to me that's a clear case. Because he's the number one, and he's a dookie.
He's a
dookie. He's number one draft pick. He's a better buy than, say, Halliburton last year.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Definitely agreed.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. It's so weird, like Halliburton, how
all he did.
We thought he was going to boom, boom, boom after winning all these games, and it was just like people don't think he's that good.
Yeah, he's too close to Siakam. There's a bigger gap between Paolo and everybody else than there is between Halliburton and Siakam.
I actually am really excited about the Paolo.
Yeah.
I think
let's do it.
We should get in on him right now.
All right, I'm in. So that's our
just
answer.
Looking at like he's the guy. I think like looking at the Magic, how they moved in the market, getting Bane, who you talked about fits so perfectly for this system. They're all in. They can stay healthy, man. They're a young, talented team that can compete, and they're not going to have much. Like
think about opening the East is
the
this year.
East is
with
what? No
Pacers,
Celtics,
no Celtics,
no Pacers.
It's the Cavs.
We're riding off no Miles Turner, no Halliburton. The Pacers are
they're out this year.
They're out. Celtics, no Tatum, no
so
Holiday, no Porzingis.
The
Cavs, right?
The Sixers, the Magic.
I forgot about the Cavs. What are they doing with Garland?
I would assume he's going to be there. So
I'm not, but they don't scare me. Like
they don't scare me, but they're the heavy favorite in the East right now.
Yeah. All right, I like the Magic, man. I might be in on the Magic. Did you catch the Magic's odds to win the East? Do you have that? Or?
Not to win the East. To win it all. Oh, I don't have that number either. Sorry.
To win it all was like 20-1. I know it was.
No, they were 12. Sorry, they
went down to 12.
Yeah,
I know it moved. They were like 70, and then got Bane.
Yeah.
Then it was 20, 25, and now they're 12.
That's a lot.
So if they're 12-1 to win it all, what do you think they are in the East? Can't be that great.
In the 20s.
To win the East?
I'm sorry. I mean half of that. I was doubling it. Yeah.
That.
So
6
to 8.
6 to 8. Okay. Very cool. I love it. Let's get into real quick before we get out of here. Bold predictions. If you had to pick a rookie of the year, obviously I think we would both pick Cooper Flagg. So let's say Cooper Flagg. Yeah. This is he's a second year guy. He's not part of this rookie class coming in.
Yeah.
Who would be your rookie of the year? Who's going to compete with him to be rookie of the year?
I would probably have to say Dylan Harper, which is cliche because he was a second pick, but long wingspan. He does a lot of things. He's going to be on a decent team.
My favorite comparison is everyone's saying he's Jalen Brunson, but stronger.
Yeah, and longer. Yeah.
That's scary, dude.
Longer and stronger, yeah.
That's scary. All right. Mine is going to be I'm going to go Trey Johnson.
Okay. I like that.
I like Trey Johnson. I think he's going to have a direct impact with the Wizards. Has good veterans around him, good leadership around him. I know it's the Wizards. And again, the leadership could fold instantly as soon as they keep losing games. Yeah. But who knows? And then I'm also going to say my bold prediction. I mentioned this earlier. Mavs are going to be a top 4 team in the West. Kyrie, Ant, and Clay can play over 40 games each.
Okay. Yeah.
If they don't play over 40 games, it's off.
Yeah.
It's off.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of big ifs, right? That's a lot of these big non-durable vets. That's a major question.
That's a good team, and getting the number 1 pick definitely helps. What's your bold prediction?
I think my bold prediction is take the Pistons at 70-1, and can they win it all? Maybe not, but you don't have to win it all to cash out this ticket.
What's your theory?
Driblets, baby.
Driblets.
So bet them 2 or 3 small bets, and if they get, let's just say they get a sneak in as a top 3 seed in the East, there's cash out value. If they win a playoff series or 2, there's cash out value, and they were close to winning a playoff series this year.
I'm really excited to go bet and get ready for the NBA already.
Yeah, me too.
And go buy some cards. I'm ready to go look at the card market and go buy some cards. This is the time. It's all about timing. NBA is done. Football cards are going to start to ramp up. Go buy some NBA cards.
August and September.
Go buy some Sangoon. Go buy some Paulo. Some Thompson. I like
Shea.
it. I like it. Some Shea. I know those are going to be expensive. Those are probably the only ones that are probably still going to be pretty hefty. But I would definitely buy some SGA. The Dynasty, I think. I mean, they're clear favorites to run it back. But there's some value out there. So, Denny, anything to add before we get out of here?
No, I'm just. It's been an exciting 2 weeks watching all these trades, watching the draft. All these people signing.
Not over yet.
It's a lot of fun, and it gets me excited about the NBA. Yeah, but I'm ready for football season. But soon thereafter, basketball will be
I'm
here.
ready to rip some NBA cards.
Me too. October 1.
October 1.
Topps gets the license,
Let's
baby.
go. Remember that, folks. October 1, Topps gets licensing, and we'll be ripping some basketball for sure. All right. We will see you guys. We're out.
Giblets.